Hello, family. Most welcome again. Once again, this is Joseph Olule, and today I really want to help quite a category of people, especially the high school students, the university students, and everybody else who looks stranded. Now, it is very bad that your parent who is paying your tuition, who is paying your fees, especially if you're still in high school, is a stumbling block in your picking of a career that is aligned with your passion, that is aligned with your strength. It is really very sad that some parents dictate the careers of their children. Now, some parents do it out of goodwill because they really want something good for their children. But the problem is they are misinformed. They are not aware that they are sabotaging the future of their child. Take, for example, in the generation of our parents, I want you to know that in the generation of our parents, the top 5 careers were engineering, law, medicine, and the other 2. Now, you realize that it seems our parents are still trying to say that for you to be really somebody who's going to make it in life, you should be doing any of those, okay? Which is not a true thing. They are what we call evolved careers. For example, we have a career in hospitality now, and it is a very lucrative one. And there are people who have abilities and potential for such careers, but their parents wouldn't let them. Maybe not necessarily your parent, but anyone who is paying your tuition is really sabotaging you. It's sad to say that. Now, some parents are doing it because they are trying to use their child to achieve their dreams. It's really very sad to say that, but some parents, for example, a parent wanted to be a doctor during their day, but for some reasons they failed. So now they are projecting their need of becoming a doctor to their child. So they start telling the child, you should become a doctor by all means if you want to make me happy. If you don't want to become a doctor, you will pay your own fees. They even threaten the child. They even make the child, they blackmail the child, and that really leaves you confused and you really don't know what to do. That is something that is tough to deal with, but don't worry. Just sit tight. I'm here to help you out. You see, it's something that is not good, but parents really don't realize this. So today, I want to help you with that. Now, let's remind ourselves that it is important to choose a career that is aligned with 1, your potential, 2, your passion, and 3, your abilities. When you don't align your career to those 3 things, what will happen? Number 1, you are always going to do a job that you will hate. You're going to join the category of people who hate their jobs, but because they need money, they have to do it anyway. So you wake up every morning, oh my God, today again I'm going to teach. So you are frustrated, you are frustrated, you're not happy, but you don't have a choice because that is what you did. So you have to teach to get money, you have to go to the hospital, but you hate the frustration with the patients, you hate everything because you don't like. But you have no choice. You're going to be one of those people. And I don't think that is a very good way to live your life for the rest of your life. Then 2, if you really don't do something that's aligned to your ability, your passion, you're going to be a mediocre everywhere. You're always going to be someone who is always average. Remember, in this fast-paced world, you really have to be on top of your craft. You have to be among the top. You have to be among the best teachers. You have to be among the best doctors. You really have to be among those best nurses who treat patients. You really have to be on top. Because now, if you don't like something, how sure are you you're going to be up to date with it? You're not even going to follow, you're not going to do anything, you're not going to really try to research, you're not going to be trying to improve, and that is how you'll be left behind. Remember, when you're mediocre, you will always be employed by mediocres. And when you're employed by mediocres, you will get mediocre pay. And that is how your life will drastically turn badly. So it's always important for you to choose a career that is going to help you to be on top. It's always important to choose a career that aligns with your passion, that aligns with your ability, that aligns with your potential. Now, let's come back to business. When you have a parent or anybody paying your tuition that is trying to block you, they are choosing it, they are deciding it for you, what do? This is going to help those ones in high school and those ones in the university, and even those who still feel they can change their careers. The first thing you're going to do is start negotiations early, especially if you're still at high school. If you've been hinting that, Ma, I want to do law, I see my potential is in law, I really like literature, I'm good at language, or I want to be a doctor. You really see, you like the class of biology and you are performing well and you like to do the practicals, you like the experiments, your social media, you're following. What you should do is start negotiations early. How do you do that? If your parents have been against that, what you need to do is involve the third party. For example, look for a relative who you think can help to mediate, or look for a professional like a counselor, a career counselor, or like a pastor, or somebody whom you think can really help to be fruitful in this conversation, because you need to involve a third party who can convince them to accept. That is the first thing you do. And start now, such that if that one doesn't work, you go for other measures. But you really have no time to sit and just say, no, my parents, I really want to do this, but my parents look like they don't want. No, start now before you choose the combination. It's even better if you're still in O level. Start now before you choose your combination in A level. Start now before you choose a course to go to campus, even if you're in A level now. Okay? Involve the third party. Pick someone, a relative, a neighbor, a professional who you think can involve. Or, yes, book a class with a career counselor, with a coach. I'm one of those people. Book me and we shall be able to involve the parent and we'll see what happens. All right. Number 2, this one will help the people who are already at campus, for example, or even those ones who are still at high school but will go to campus very soon. What you need to do as well is do a hybrid. For example, if you want to do law but you're already doing engineering now at campus, there is what we call engineering law. So what you need to do, start teaching yourself aspects of law, even when you're still doing engineering now, which means you need to put extra effort and energy. As you're studying engineering as your main career, let's say civil engineering, also be watching videos, be buying books, be learning basics about law, so that when you qualify as an engineer, now you gravitate to those positions which need you to be an advocate. In the field of engineering, you can be what you call an engineering lawyer. You shift. Or when you're doing, let's say you're doing nursing and you want to go to hospitality, you can now gravitate to those positions that allow you to be hospitable in the hospitals as a nurse. Now, or pick a course which doesn't allow you to be purely medical as a nurse. Pick something, maybe for example in leadership. I see there is a course like in you are the supervisor, something like that, of nurses or something like that. Pick that one which is less technical about nursing, and then now you start learning about hospitality so that you gravitate to those positions. I'm sure there are provisions for you to upgrade now at that level. You really need to do that. So do it as a hybrid. Be teaching yourself by the side as you are doing the main thing also here, which means you cannot afford distractions. You need to concentrate and need to put in more efforts, because it's going to take extra effort, extra time, sacrifices for you to really do a hybrid. Okay? Number 3 and lastly, especially for those who might have even already graduated, they are working, but they feel like they don't like the course they're doing, they need to shift. What you do now, finish what you're doing. Force yourself. If your parents are forced to do engineering and yet you want to become something else, force yourself to finish. Then now get a job, start working, and then now finance the change yourself. Now save your money and now start paying for yourself. Myself, that's what I did. I teach now in high school, but I'm also a professional under training in psychology. I'm financing it myself, and that's what I did. The only issue now there is it's going to take more time for you to be really the person you want, but it is okay. So you really first have to get good at being the engineer so that you are paid. Now you can use the money to finance your shift, to finance the change, so that you go to the career where you're passionate about, where you have the ability, so that you enjoy. Because in life, you need 4 things. You need freedom, you need wealth, you need joy, and you need fulfillment. And your career that's aligned with your passion, the career that's aligned with your potential, with your uniqueness, gives you all the 4. It gives you the wealth because you'll be the best at it and unique at it. It gives you the freedom because you'll have the money to pay for your bills and to move. It will give you joy because you'll be transforming lives, and it will give you fulfillment because you'll be doing something that you love intrinsically. I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much. See you in the next episode. Cheers.